got here is failure
I don't hear any audio.
to communicate. Some people you just can't reach.
Josh, you hear me?
It's
And
not
I
in
don't like
Zoom.
it
You're
any
ruining the
more than
shine.
you.
Okay.
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
Welcome
everybody. Welcome to the
to the new
show.
year.
Happy New Year.
All right, all right.
All right. Welcome to the show. The great internet debate, hot topic, hot potato, roundtable discussion. Happy New Year show. Right now, I want to set the table here real quick, and then we'll get to introduce everybody on the call. All right. So we got Josh. No, wait, hold on a second. This is a bullpen we are creating here to hash out the hot topics and allow people to laser focus their thoughts and maybe create debate topics and opponents for our show. So thank you for joining us. And as we discuss the hot topics of the week and even the day today, with this
A wild day today.
with this 2021 Happy New Year show. We needed a Batman today. Okay, so this is the hot topic, hot potato show. So yes, there it will get a little steamy in the conversation probably,
Sometimes.
but we don't want to sling mud at each other. All right, we just want to toss the hot potato, but we want to take that mud and try to build bridges with it. All right, so
I
uh,
like that, Jay.
yeah, you like that? Okay, thanks. And then so now we want to go around the bullpen and introduce everybody who are here today, uh, and get an understanding as to why you gravitated towards the call today to be on here, and then and why you wanted to show up to show model show civil discourse, and we want to keep the tempo going. Uh, and trust me, this is still a work in progress. So this is a hot
Aren't we all
potato.
a work in progress, though, Jay?
Yeah, we're still a work in progress. Let's keep this show fun and keep it connected with each other. We're gonna take the potato and we're gonna pass the potato to each other, and that'll keep it fun
Ooh.
and light and hot. All right, and then we're gonna have a 1 minute timer here on the clock there. Do you see that 1 minute timer there? And so when we go around, you'll have a minute to discuss it, and then sum it up in that minute, and then we'll have to make a little sound or something if you don't realize it, and then we can come back to it after the minute. All right, but let's try to get our thoughts laser focused and and get our thought out. All right, so let's go around the room. Everybody knows me. My name is Jay Cohen, and had this idea a while ago, and I met Anthony Torino, who's on the call, and he helped me guide me a little bit with this thought process. And then I also called Josh Sears a few months into the coronavirus pandemic, and and we got going and started this process, and he's been my go-to guy with this project. And then Michael Royster is on the phone, and he's a teacher in California. So welcome to the call, guys. I want to throw the call to Anthony first, and have you introduce yourself and give you some more information about yourself. Go for it.
I am a comedian and screenwriter. I'm hanging with relatives in Anniston, Alabama. So my Confederate flag and Trump flag is flying out on the porch. And I was a therapist and a counselor for 30 years before I became a comedian. So,
All right.
Nice. I just gave you a fist bump. I heard that was the new thing in Alabama.
yes,
The new
yes,
thing in Alabama. Okay.
Yeah, that's like a law, right?
yes, that's only 10
Wow.
years behind.
All right,
Royster?
take your potato and toss it to somebody else there.
So, Royce,
All right. Thank you there, sir. Michael Royster, high school teacher, Monterey High School for almost 20 years next year. Been a surfer my whole life since I was 12. I'm 52 years old. A musician, play bass in a rock and roll band. I'm a complete
Repeat that
social
again.
liberal. I don't care what the heck you. Jay,
You're cracking up,
You're
brother.
breaking up a little. You're back. You're back.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
sounds good now.
You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Start from the top. You're a surfer
So
and a teacher.
anyway, I was this teacher, surfer, play bass in a rock and roll band, moderate, social liberal, economic conservative, whatever's best for our society, politically in the middle. I'm basically probably conservative here in California because I'm not a liberal
Right.
by any means. And I'm not, most teachers are liberals, but I'm not, but that's because I'm a property owner. There's a whole bunch of other things. I'm down with the Second Amendment. I'm down with whatever works for everybody, building bridges, having good laughs and making everything work out for everybody. That's my story.
I like it.
Cool. Welcome to the show. All right, go ahead and toss that over to Josh.
Here we go, Josh.
What's going on, guys? I'm Jedi. I'm the producer of the show, and I guess that's how I got into it. And I really enjoyed Jay's approach to things. It's a little bit off canter sometimes, and it makes me laugh. So I really enjoyed doing this work with him, and I enjoy doing the show too. I have a lot of fun. I've done a lot of technical stuff in my day, and it's pushed me to develop my own home studio, and just so I can be able to serve, whatever we're trying to push out on the interwebs. So he's really upped my game. So I appreciate it being here, and today's been crazy, literally batshit crazy. I mean,
Crazy.
it's so crazy. It wouldn't matter whose side you're on. I think everybody's thinking it's been crazy today. I mean, there's not one person who knows what happened in DC that's like, oh, it's a normal day. I mean, someone got shot at the Capitol building and no one else died. I feel like that would have been like a spray of bullets if it would have been any other group storming the Capitol building. Anyway, hot potato, over to you, Jay. Get it started.
All right. So there's a lot of bad news today. Let's start with some good news. God, where's my paperwork? Okay. Do you have the information there about the lady who turned 118 years old?
I don't think so. What?
No.
Okay, it was a lady who turned 118 years old. I don't have her name. I apologize. That's some good news. But you know what? That means you got to save a lot longer if you're going to live longer. And some other things that are good news, like what are you going to get? Like, like what you're talking about, life insurance or annuities or investments. And some other good news, the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is up. If you're into Bitcoin, that's pretty cool.
I made $6 overnight. That's true story.
That's great. That's something to brag about. And then
I was just testing out the Coinbase, just seeing what the deal was. I put in like $10, and the next day it's worth $15. I'm like, what? Imagine if I would have been $1,000,000, and today it's worth $1,500,000. That's a lot of bucks,
right?
Yeah, you almost doubled your money.
Nice.
Time and a half.
Yeah, well, it seems to be working, but I mean, that shit crashed, what, like 2 years ago? Down to like nothing, like 17 G's. So, it's a risk.
17 G's. Okay. Other good news. And then you might like this, Royster. After 50 years, hippies are welcome into an Indiana county. There was a ruling on their books called the anti-hippie ordinance. Can you believe that? And they finally decided to put all the rules and stuff onto on the internet. And as they were going through it all, they were like, "Oh my God, what the hell is going on here?" So they're fixing that. That's nice to know.
How did they
18-year-old lady is Kane Tanaka.
Kane Tanaka, thank you so much. Happy
Asian
birthday.
lady, of course.
A lot of sushi.
A lot of vegetables.
And hard work. No processed foods.
That's the truth right there.
What's the next story, Jay?
All
Give me
right.
a hot
So
potato. Someone got shot at Capitol Hill today. And it was
hold on
white
a
lady.
second.
What?
Does anybody have any good news? Anybody have any good news before we move on to the bad news?
I thought that all was good news today at the Capitol. I think the lady.
I knew it was coming.
I thought the woman getting shot was good news. I thought the people invading the Capitol was good news. I think it shows how batshit crazy the whole situation is. So I think that's good news. I think they're still in there. They're still in there debating, or not debating, but they're going to certify the election. So I think that's good news. Actually, they went too far for even some of the extreme people. So I think that's great news. Plus, Georgia went blue. That's good news.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That is great news. Yeah, I think so. What do you think about that, Royster?
Georgia being blue?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, a lot of the people that are red would say the devil went to Georgia, right? So, depends on, what perspective you're looking from. I heard that there was a lot of hip hop, R&B, African Americans that were getting out there and kind of mobilizing people, because
Right.
a lot of metropolitan areas of, in particular, Atlanta area, it's a lot of color there. And, I don't know. I don't know if that's the difference. I have no idea. I mean, I can tell you right now, Texas is probably going to be blue in the next, election cycle or not, pretty close. They're like something like, 49 point, 90 to 50.10,
Wow.
is that close, on
I
the
didn't know
red
that.
blue right there, so it's, I don't know, it doesn't surprise me. Nothing surprises me.
Right.
I guess maybe at Georgia a little bit,
I mean, that was I didn't realize that till that's the first black senator from the state of Georgia in the
Wow.
history of America. That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
That is ridiculous. Yeah. So that's a hell of an accomplishment. But yeah, I'm from Texas, and you're right. I think in the next 4 years, Texas will turn blue. Also, I'm looking forward to that. Also,
it's very close there, in Texas. It's like, they've been getting the red vote. And we got to remember the red and blue, that all connected back to Gore and Bush in 2000. Because
Right.
before that, in the 90s, nobody talked about red and blue. They just talked about, Democrat and Republican. They didn't have it all mapped out like we see this, map of, graphic organizer of colors and all that. And, I mean, a lot of people say that the, electoral college is, that was great in 1791.
Right.
Not so much now. You know what I'm saying? I think, in those people that would say that, the Republicans would never win again, because the popular vote would always go, Democratic. I personally think that there needs to be a balance. There should be some addendums to it all, figure it out. I'll say this right now. There's 40 million people in California. We got 2 senators, 40 million in California. There are 16 states that have 40 million people, right? That have 32 senators that are Republican. Think about that. So basically 1/7 of the country, 1/7 of the country, population-wise, controls the country, because those 32 senators, 16 times 2 is 40 million people. But the state of California has 40 million people. So there's a whole bunch of, holes in the Swiss cheese out there. Everybody's going to spin it the way that works for them. But tying it back to Georgia, it's interesting. It doesn't surprise me, but it's interesting.
All right. That makes sense, man. That's awesome.
Well, I like it. I like it that Warnock currently leads the Atlanta's iconic Ebenezer Baptist Church.
right.
That's the same one that Martin Luther King preached at.
Yep.
So I think that's iconic, and I think that's a huge move and shift in a great direction.
Well, what I think that's odd about it is it's not being discussed a lot. Is he's a religious person. He's a preacher. He leads the church. Yet that's the Democrats who are supposedly the atheist of the two that put this guy in office. The Democrats were always seen as the atheist, the anti-religion. We just put the man that leads Ebenezer Baptist Church in as the senator, and he ran against Perdue, who is a businessman. So yeah, I like
I would
that.
like to interject on that. I would say, actually, by and large, the vast majority of our old white male House and Senate are 100% Christian. I mean, it's a huge majority. So, as far as religious flavor, Democrat got the same God loving motherfuckers that the Republicans got. They just love them in a different way. But guaranteed, Clinton was at the church when he was kissing those babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, I'm
religion
just
flows
saying.
both ways. And in
Yeah, I'm just
fact,
saying
there
the
hasn't
right.
been one non-religious person in office for 40 fuck something years, but except for well, Trump, obviously.
Yeah, it's just that the right likes to preach that Dems are non-religious. You know what I mean? So I like, man, we just put a, which I'm uncomfortable with. I'm uncomfortable with any Christian in any office. So I'm glad the Dems got it, but I definitely wish it was not a Christian.
Interesting. Hard to do in Georgia.
Yes, absolutely.
What else? What else about it going to Georgia, going blue? Here's the thing. It always happens this way. Okay, we got. Hold on. Let me throw the minute up.
John Ossoff, a nice Jewish boy, got in, so that's nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice shift
So this is the thing,
in the spiritual balance, if you will.
Yes.
right? This always happens. The Democrats come in, they win. They got the House, they got the Senate. They're lined up to do a great job. The first 100 days, they push a bunch of Democratic bullshit. It all gets done. Yeah. And then they try to pass a real law and the filibuster.
Totally.
The Republicans will shut them down, and it'll make them look like they're fuck-ups and pussies, and that's the way it goes every single time. And then by mid-year next year, the campaigns that go off in November, everyone will have forgotten that Trump was even president.
Yeah, you know,
This is literally what happens. This is what
and
happened.
the
That's what happened when
filibuster,
Clinton took over.
The Republicans got rid of the filibuster, though. They voted that out.
I bet it gets voted in real quick when they need it.
They
That's
threw
why
that
I made
out.
it.
Hold on a
Let's do
second.
that.
Hold on a second, Michael. So, okay, go ahead and give him a minute, Royster, and take your minute and go for it. Ready, set, you're on.
Well, we're talking about the filibuster, right? You know, what it really comes down to is, you know, we got to unify, because when Obamacare went through, it was a rubber stamp. The House and the Senate both were all Democratic and pushed it right through. And the Republicans were just sitting there going, no, no, no. And all it did is raise up my health care and made it, you know, to where people that make no money get free health care, and people that make, 75 to 200,000 have to pay through the nose for that. Okay. That's not cool. So what we need to do is we need to have bipartisan, get back to that. The one thing I can say about Biden, the one thing I can say about that guy, I did not vote for him. I voted for pro, but I'm also a registered Democrat, is that he will reach across the aisle to those Republicans and get a package, get something that works for everybody, where it's not just forced down strictly Republicans or strictly Democratic. We got to get away from that. We got to get into it to where we're balanced with our offense and defense. We can't be all offense, can't be all defense. We got to come together and we got to make it happen, and have everybody involved. That's what we need to happen. That's the growth set that we have to go for.
That was a good hot minute. Anthony?
Okay, so Obamacare didn't drive up prices. Healthcare drove up prices. Obamacare had nothing to do with prices. Okay, that was the healthcare system drives the prices, not Obamacare. We are not going to bring everyone together. So if we ever have the goal that everyone's going to have to come together and agree, that's going to happen. We have a group of people that believe this election was fraudulent. Zero evidence. Their own side is saying there's zero evidence, yet they still believe this shit. Okay, so we're not going to be able to bring those people into the camp. That's not going to happen. As long as these people believe things that are easily disprovable, such as their religion, their elections, and other things, those people can't be brought into camp. So, yeah, we need to do $15 minimum wage. That helps Republicans. That helps Democrats. Medicare for all. That helps Republicans. That helps Democrats. It helps the vast majority of society who needs those type of things. We should be able to all come behind that. But there's a group of people that need $15 an hour. There's a group of people that need Medicare for all that are dumb enough to vote against it.
Wow.
So
Yes.
I don't know how you bring those people into the fold because they're not based in fact or reality.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Can I speak to the rebuttal to that?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
throw it on. One more
Okay,
minute
so
for the rebuttal.
it's not a rebuttal, but I completely agree with that. The Republicans that vote against them themselves, the ones that are have food stamps, that are on HUD, that are have a HUD housing, that are on welfare and vote against their own interests. I wonder about those ones, for sure. The Medicare for all, I'm so down with it. That is the one thing that universal health care that I don't know how we're going to do it. Maybe it's Biden, Biden 2.0, whatever it is, it's something I can see that I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. It's something that should not be for profit. That industry of healthcare should be its own category that's over to the side, that is just taken care of. Like when the cop comes to your house, and takes a report, you don't get charged for him to come out because you're already paying for him. We should have that somehow, some way, going forward. And that's something that I think everybody can agree on, is have affordable health care, for everybody. And I don't care what party you're in on that one. That's just like straight up. That's one of our problems with our society, is that nobody wants to pay taxes, but I think everybody would entertain if they paid a little bit more to take off the sweat, and the worry of that. Very vital part of our society, healthcare.
I agree.
Agreed.
That's a hot
Agreed.
minute for everybody. Jay, you got one?
Well, it looks as if in Oklahoma they have the much anticipated Medicaid expansion was finally established in there. So that means that the people that were it's around 215,000 people. So these are people that are between 100% of the poverty level and 138% of the poverty level, which is still broke. And so they didn't get any benefit because everybody was squawking in Oklahoma, and now they finally closed the gap. In California, they go from 0% to all the way, and there's no gap. That law, those people were fighting over that law, and those people suffered that were broke all those years, apparently. So,
Can I interject on that?
yeah.
Okay, in Texas, and this is what people don't follow, is in Texas, they sabotaged Obamacare by not expanding the Medicare. They intentionally sabotaged it so it drove the prices up. And people didn't realize that. Had they went along with the program, people would have probably got a cheaper premium. Overall, everyone did get a cheaper premium. Actually, that's the truth.
That's good.
But some people's went up that could afford it, and some people's went down. But by certain states refusing the Medicare expansion, they actually sabotaged the Obamacare. But numerous surveys have shown the vast majority of people support Obamacare. Yeah, I think it's like 65% of America supports Obamacare. So even though it was forced down some of these people's throats, they don't want to let it go now because they get something they didn't have. And you know this, Jay. This is what you do.
Now it's about expanding it. And so, for instance, I see here new laws. I got this thing, new laws, and this is in the USA Today, all this stuff. And then a Washington measure caps monthly out-of-pocket costs for insulin up to $100.
Wow.
So that's amazing. For if you're on insulin, it's normally a bit of a struggle, to figure it out. For some name brands. And then it looks as if in Connecticut, their pharmacies are required to are now required to dispense an extra 30-day supply of medicine to people, so they're not stuck in an emergency situation. So those are good things. Those are ways to go ahead.
Jay, I just want to chime in. It's like this is my analogy on it. If you go to the movies and it costs you $10 to see the movie, why should it cost me $30 to see the same damn movie? If I go to dinner and my steak is $20 for this big old steak, why should somebody else pay $5 for that same steak? That's the thing that pisses off a lot of people, middle class Americans, that are paying through the nose for other people that are not paying anything practically. That's the thing that needs to be fixed, because that's not fair. I'm sorry. You get the same. If I go to Walmart, I shouldn't have to pay $40 for something that somebody else gets for $2 or $3, the same damn thing. That's
Yeah.
not cool. Okay,
So what-
I fully agree with that.
that's
Right.
the total problem. That's the problem. I shouldn't, because I make too much money. Fuck, if I make 100 grand here in California, 100 grand's like freaking nothing. Okay, you're barely making it with 100 grand. I can't help it if somebody else makes 20 grand. You know what I'm saying? I can't. In our capitalistic society, I got to worry about myself. I can't worry
Sure.
about everybody else. I pay my taxes. I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I do my part. But actually, that person's not even doing their part. They're not paying their taxes. How about that? So it's like, not only are they getting a freebie, but they're not paying the taxes. I pay the taxes, but then I get juked on what it costs me to get the same damn hot dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's pissing people off. Okay. And that's where, I don't care if you're red or blue, you can come together on that. I want to say one other thing, though. On this election that just went down, I didn't vote for Biden and all that. I told you I voted for Jurgensen. But if you go back to the 2000 election, the Democrats didn't really cry too much about those 100,000 hanging chads that went down in Florida, where
Right.
Jeb Bush happened to be the governor. Let's not forget that. Okay, that's a civics lesson right there. Okay, that was 20 years ago. Okay, so this is a retread, except for that one was complete fraud. This one, there's a question mark about it. I don't know about the machine. I don't know about people voting that were dead. I mean, there's all these variables, and I'm going to say that they're out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but that movie's already come and gone. It already happened to
I'm
the
with you on
Democrat.
that.
So
I'm
it's
with
like
you
the
on that
Republicans.
totally.
The Republicans, maybe this is gotcha. This is what happened to you 20 years later, because it happened to Gore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if Gore was president, we wouldn't have 4,000 people died for nothing that are American soldiers in Iraq for nothing. We're not even
New
there.
topic.
We're not even getting their
New
oil.
topic.
Well, Trump, being in office has helped batten down the hatches on a lot of departments, and even the election department, and they've done a really good job in doing what they're doing. And with that said, some more good news, and then my motto for the new year is we want to unite as one in 2021. All right, so we want to get back into uniting. All right,
That's good, bro.
and then
It's a little love.
I'm on
It's
board.
love.
yeah, that's good. Unite as
I'm gonna
one.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
roll one up right now. All right, go ahead.
Hold on. And then we got new Congress.
I'm with you.
New Congress. We got the whole new Congress. Everybody, we want to get a marijuana sponsor. That's what we got. Okay. The new Congress is in there. That's good news. And then we got the two people in Georgia. So we've got a pretty good thing going on. And then the Congress met today to do the Electoral College deal. And that was amazing. Now, let's talk about UFOs first.
Wild.
Let's talk about, hold on a second. Let's talk about UFOs for 1 second. And I'm talking about unbelievable flipping objections. Okay. Today, so it's amazing when half of, or appalling that half the country believes in false claims. You know what I'm saying? So today, the beginning was Arizona, right? And then they started off with this objection. And the Proud Boys were standing by in D.C. just down the block, and then the few red states in Congress began their objections, and after the first one, and then I wish we had the video of McConnell. McConnell came in and he started doing his
Man,
song
I don't
and
need
dance.
to see the fucking emperor.
Hold on a second. McConnell came in and did it. You
Looking
know,
like
his
Palpatine?
song and dance. And he was like, "Hey guys, we need to move along. You know what I'm saying? And we need to do the right thing, which is the right thing to do." Finally, right? And then Trump was like, "No, guys, Proud Boys, get in there, go in there, go." And And all of a sudden, I was just thinking about, how they go, no more objections.
Yeah.
no, no more objections, Your Honor. And so it's like the word of the day is objection. So go for it. Here
So
we go.
let me go on this one. Here's what has
Roll
to
it.
happen. Here's what has to happen is when one of those idiots stands up and makes an accusation without proof, he should be disbarred from Congress. That's what has to happen so that we can stop this shit.
That would just.
That's how court works. I had to go to over 50 hearings to get paid because I owned healthcare companies. I've been to court for other things. You have to arrive with evidence. If you don't have evidence, they're going to show your ass to the door. Okay, we don't have any evidence of fraud. We have tons of people within the Republican administration saying there was no fraud. We have Democrats saying there was no fraud. Therefore, if you stand your ass up in Congress, if you sit your ass on a television show and say there was fraud and you cannot prove it, they should remove your ass from Congress. They should remove your ass from television because we have too many stupid people that cannot differentiate between what is fact and fiction. So if the leaders are going to lie, the leaders have to be punished.
True. Very true. Very true.
Accountability
Let me
age.
take one.
Welcome
Let me
to the
take one.
accountability age, you guys. Sorry,
Right?
go ahead. Back to you guys.
You're right. Let me take
That's,
a minute on that.
That's
Okay.
spot on.
So that has a lot of assumptions and assertions that people want to be good people. And I would definitely stand up and say that's not true. 100% not true. And in this case, literally they took it as far as they could. This is the deal. Donald was like, let me show you guys what'll happen if you start investigating me. I'm going to cause a race riot. If you guys charge me with stuff and you try to put me in jail, these people are going to think I'm a martyr. And so he was flexing his muscle so hard, right? He flexed so hard, he bust through the doors of Congress. Someone got shot over the shit. And he was like, oh, that was good. But we respect a blue, respect a blue.
Yeah,
That was literally his response.
the
That's my hot minute.
you got the Republicans and you got the Trumplicans.
Yes.
And
All right, you're rolling.
The Trumplicans, have some, everybody's got their Kool-Aid. They got their Kool-Aid. The
Right.
Democrats, they got their Kool-Aid. Everybody's got their rose-colored glasses, But I'm guarantee you, when he is private citizen Donald Trump, the IRS, the FBI, and the CIA are going to be knocking on his door, going, bro, you can't say bomb in the freaking airport. We'll go into the movie theater and say fire, and he's been doing that. He's been doing that. So, as soon as he's a private citizen, I said to Jay, I don't know who wants to build him. There's donors that will build his library. You know what I'm saying? But look, he character assassinates himself. Under Trump, I actually make more money with Trump than I did with Obama. $200 more I get in federal money. I was paying like $750 a month to feds. Now I'm paying $550. It'll probably go back up again. And if it goes back up and I don't get much for it, I'm going to be pissed off. There's some things I can say I like about that. I like about how he, is trying to bring everything back from China and, get it, and, this and that, about trying to not have them push us around and get it back into our hands, and not just being the idea here and everything going over there and we buy everything for nothing. And we can go on and on about that, but I guarantee you there's going to be some agencies giving him a phone call and there's going to be some inquiry into it. But inciting like the stuff, like you said, pushing down the doors and all that. And, that's wow. He's been on Entertainment Tonight. We watched him back in the 90s. That guy has more soundbite bullshit.
I fully agree.
He basically, if he wasn't on Twitter and he wasn't just popping off, calling people out, hey, Jay Cohen, shut the fuck up, and just calling you out by name. Wait, when does the president do that? You know what I'm saying? And you know what? And we need to
so
get
true,
that.
man.
We need to get some stability and some back in. Anyway, it's
That's
crazy
amazing.
times.
I'm on board.
Crazy time today for sure.
I believe it was staged. I believe it was a coup from the start. It was a mayhem creation, a little mutiny thought about. The whole thing staged. The whole thing was trying to move towards martial law for him to stay in balance. But I think everybody pushed out today, and
You know
they
what?
went home. I think
They were rolling the dice that the clerks would not grab the ballots. That's what they were rolling the dice.
and that
If
was
the
good that they
clerks ran
did.
off of the ballots and they left them on the table, the Proud Boys get to have a bonfire and it resets everything. They just have to regenerate the Electoral College vote, which takes some time. It's a stack of papers. So now you're talking about this would have been the most incredible voting failure of all time. And Trump would have wrote it like, yeah, this is my giant, a lot of words I shouldn't say, for the new year,
Yeah. Well,
I mean, the
just
word
strike-
like shit clown. That's what popped in my head.
shit
My wife
clown.
sent me some emoji. Shit juggler. Shit clown. Shit
It's
dick bitch ass motherfucker. God, I love the internet.
Asian.
Anyway,
Bad words. Go
He
ahead.
tried to
yeah.
he tried to napalm the Capitol building with his Agent Orange.
So weird. He did it too.
But here's the thing: he didn't do shit.
That's true.
It was a couple of hundred, maybe a couple of thousand idiots who, as soon as, if they would have treated these idiots like they treated black people and shot a couple of these fuckers in the face,
Oh, yeah.
they would have retreated.
Or in the
They
back.
would have run as fast as they could. I know
there
them.
was no tear gas.
Yeah,
What the hell happened?
I get in a
No
conversation.
tear gas. How'd that even happen?
Yeah, I get
There
in a
was no-
conversation with these idiots every week here in Alabama.
Riot gear.
They run their mouth, and I'm like, okay, let's see you let's see you man up. They're not going to man up. Okay, these damn fake ass. I'm a veteran, combat veteran. Yeah, it's easy to be a combat veteran when you're the American. You have an overpowering force invading a damn country that people live in tents. But when it's just your ass and my ass, let's see how much of a combat veteran you are. You're just a shit talker. And that's what we got is a bunch of shit talking clowns that deserve to get shot in the face today. I'm glad
It's like the presidency tried anal for the first time and popped out with the shit dick and just
That's right.
everywhere.
That's right.
That's this year.
And all it did was help us. All it did was help the other side. It made such an asshat show of this. It helped our side.
A lot
That
of
lady,
assery.
that lady that got shot today is going to be a martyr now. She's going to be built up as
Yeah,
a,
but
as a
from
hero.
who? Who'd she get shot by? What's the
I don't know
story?
yet, but
I don't
she's
even
going to be
know.
our hero today. Tomorrow, she's going to be the hero that stopped, that created world peace today.
The hero will also be the guy sitting in, who was it, Pelosi's desk? And then the guy that took the seat that Pence was
Wave
sitting in
hybrid was
Congress.
designed for people.
They're going to go to
who-
prison. I hope they go to prison, but they will be heroes of that side because they took those seats. Did you see the guy with his feet up on Pelosi's desk?
Here's
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing. She's in a lot
Yeah.
of what would